Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome back to $3 Theater. This is, well, Hollywood After Dark, really, for the 1st of April, 2020. It's April Fool's Day. My least favorite day of the year when it comes to being a newsman on the internet, mostly because everything's fake. You don't know what's real. You don't know how it's true. What I could be putting in the title of this stream could potentially positively be seen as fake news. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gents, is that it's not fake news. It is not fake news. The summer 2020 movie season is effectively toast. It's effectively gone. And you know what? God damn it. Okay. I've been having to wash my fucking hands so much that they're dry and they're achy, and I'm like, "Where's my hand lotion?" And I've got this bottle here, and it's exploding like I was a 15-year-old discovering porn for the first time. God damn it! God, oh, went all over the place. Again, when art imitates life. Oh, geez. Okay. Anyway. Hell of a way to start off a stream tonight. I have no idea if you guys even heard that squirt. It must sound so terrible with audio only. It must sound so god awful with audio only, but that's all right. That's all right. Anything happens here on Hollywood After Dark. If you guys were here last night, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who've wanted to see the replay, I've been getting asked about that a lot today. Where's the VOD from yesterday? It ain't coming. It's dead. The 31st of March, 2020 has failed to materialize. Although I'm pretty sure in some aspects, elements of it do still exist. But yeah, that was bad. That was woof, 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 woof. Oh my God, that was a hell of a time last night. It was funny too, because at the end of the conversation, at the end of the thing, near the end of 2 hours, while we were just, we were actually talking movies and geeking out a bit, and that was fun. Everything else was god awful. Everything else was shit. So, yeah, let's see here. Astro Josh says, last night was crazy. Zeros here says, God, the chaos. Damn straight. So, anyway, Mundane Matt Rod. No, Mundane Matt's dead. There we go. So, yeah, moisture, what happened? It was a combination of a couple different things. It was first and foremost Andy Signore deciding that he wanted to rock a red skull mask and come on, which I'm fine with, and then just be like super bigoted in character nonetheless, which I was like, like the jokes weren't terrible. No, they were bad, I should say. The jokes were absolutely terrible, but like you knew that he was not being real. And then we got, so he was only faking being a racist. And then we had actual racists raid the chat. So that was an interesting time. It's all good. Yeah, Red Skull. Yeah, Red Skull. Anyway, how am I today? I'm good, man. I'm good. Today I didn't watch. I'm trying to like slow things down. So if you guys noticed, I don't know if you guys read the update on the Facebook page, but if you haven't gone and see that, you can head over here to facebook.com/groups/$3 Theater. Check that out. One of the things I realize is right now with the news being the way that it is, that the news is dead. It's absolutely dead. There's nothing much going on. It's going to be that way for a while. That I want to kind of like slow down on what I post. So I still want to do the streams. I'm still going to do the streams. But I want to slow down on like clipping out stuff unless it's interesting. If it's an interesting topic and I can maybe do a little bit of light editing to make it more compelling, then I'll do that. But in the meantime, I want to actually today, for example, I sat down and I worked on Spider-Man 3, Why It Was Delayed video, which I think was actually, there's my fucking phone, but I think it was actually interesting. I think it was an interesting video. And I think I laid out some interesting, theories for why Sony was going to delay it, considering. So there's that one. That was fun to make. And then I did a response to an article talking about Canon. And what was funny was like I put Greedo in the thumbnail and I didn't even fucking mention Greedo in the video. Like I had the reason why I chose Greedo in the thumbnail was I wanted to mention George Lucas and the canon of, trying to get rid of the canon of Han shooting first and like have that be a whole debate thing. But I got caught up just kind of like tearing that dude's head off and proving his entire argument wrong, that after 20 minutes, I just kind of forgot. I went, oh, this video is already long enough as it is. I should probably cut it the hell down a little bit. And I did. And I absolutely did. Let's see here. Shidoko says, listening and playing Animal Crossing after a long day of work. That's good, man. Animal Crossing's a nice way to relax. I was like, I should play that. And then I'm like, no, but I really want to play Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. And I got it. That's a big game. I got to get that one still. So, let's see. So very much so dead. Our podcast tonight was just kind of us going crazy and trying to find things to discuss. Yeah, man, I get it, dude. I fucking get it. I 100% get it. There is, well, I was sent, was it HBO Max? This can't be the real one, is it? No, okay. Someone posted a fake HBO Max official account and had said that they were going to release the Snyder Cut. That was kind of sent to me. I didn't realize that was going to be sent in. I did get an article sent to me today from from a friend that basically, let me bring it up here because it's interesting shit, right? Like it's interesting stuff because it's a comicbook.com article, but it's like Justice League, new Warner Media boss liking tweets about releasing the Snyder Cut. Now that's in my mind, that's actually kind of significant. I might dive into it tomorrow because I have to get some other editing done. But why not here? Why don't we? There's not much going on. We'll just run through. We'll just run through it right quick so people can see it. Anyway, let's see here. The only news going on right now is about the Bud Light outbreak. Pretty much, man. Pretty much that's how it's been. Not too much going on. Like tonight, for example, I was out doing deliveries and like I just haven't been like even watching YouTube. I just have not been watching YouTube. I've been like I was just listening to music. And like I went and I did this, delivery, and it was an Instacart delivery, so I have to go and like find the food and bag it and all that shit. It's fine, it pays decent. And then I went and like I was just like listening to tunes and my earbuds the whole time. Like this is fun. It's not dealing with any of the shit because all anyone's talking about is like COVID-19. All anyone's like today, especially with all the fake news surrounding it. Like I think was it Comic Book Cast did what was it? They did a video. Oh, Disney's recasting Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And I saw it pop up, and I'm all like, Armin, you fake news motherfucker, right? And then it dawned on me that if they were first, I'm like, oh right, okay, because he's reported on like very scrupulous sources before, so I thought I didn't know if he was like being serious or not. And then it dawned on me about 30 seconds into the video, I'm like, oh, today is April Fool's Day, so I'm clearly not gonna, I don't want to fall into this trap. And that's what it was. So there's a lot of that kind of crap going on. But really, yeah, it's just trying to find things to watch is getting tough. So obviously I want to sit there and have a good time with everybody. That's my whole goal, my whole purpose here is to do all that shit. Let's see here. So, hold on here. Yellow Maze 5 says, BVS was bullshit, but Infinity War was overrated. Whoa. What? Infinity War is better than Endgame, dude. Endgame was tight, but Infinity War was a better movie. It just was. But it's kind of like Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. Kill Bill Volume 1 is the better movie. It's also the setup, so there's a lot more at stake in order to lead into the cliffhanger. But still, it's like, I look at Endgame and Infinity War as like one movie. I do. I look at it as one movie. It's one film. It's telling one story. And it's just a really, really, really good one. I did not overrate it. Yeah. Anthony here asking, have you ever watched E.T.? Oh, dude, I was born in 1982. I grew up watching E.T. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it. I really hated Spielberg doing that nonsense by replacing the guns with walkie-talkies. And I do love that Spielberg himself has come out and been like, yeah, that was a bad call. I shouldn't have done that. I probably should not have done that. It's like, crap. Anyway, yeah, Shidoko says here, this year's April Fool Day was okay. Not much quality fooling. Well, I mean, given the fact we're in a global pandemic, given the fact we're in a global pandemic, people aren't really going to be sitting there. Like, people need to laugh. Absolutely. There's a lot of bad things happening, 100%. People need to laugh. People need to chill. People need to be, be jovial. But at the same time, they're just not like there's, what can most of the times I feel like those April Fool's jokes are like done in poor taste, right? They're just kind of poor taste. We're not really at a time right now where poor taste is 100% going to be acceptable. I think people are going to look at it a little bit differently. Let's see. Have I watched a YouTube channel, Hello Greedo? I have. I don't frequently watch his content, but I am aware of him and I do follow him on Twitter and I am subscribed to him. I respect the hustle. You know what I mean? I need to watch more Star Wars channels, but there's not much going on right now, so there's not much to talk about outside of Rebels, really, and the mysterious, crazy Mandalorian casting that we don't know about. Have I watched the Jessica Chobot YouTube channel? I have seen, actually, I watched 2 videos of hers in the last couple months. The first one, because it popped up randomly in my recommended, was like the one where she left Nerdist. And I was like, what? Jessica Chobot left. What? I thought like that's a good safety net. It's a Chinese owned company, that owns Nerdist. I thought that was a pretty decent safety net. She left and she's like, I'm going out on my own and I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm Jessica Chobot. And I'm like, good luck. I'm like, good luck. But look, I'll be fair. I'll be real. She's like 42, and that's a tough age to go out on your own in entertainment when you're no longer the young, hot thing. It's not to say that she's not attractive. So she's still very attractive. She's a mother. She's a wife. So she's not saying anything about her character. But I mean, come on. This is an industry that that commodifies. Is it commodifies? Is that the word? But it turns people to a commodity, And so it's like when I was younger, I was like when I was 26, my friend was getting an agent in LA, and I was like, dude, fucking put in a good fucking word for me. And he's like, yeah, all right. And he told his agent, he goes like, I got this friend of mine, a young guy, he's a screenwriter. And the agent's like, oh, how young? He's like 26. And he's like, that's not fucking young. Young would be like 16, 17. 26 isn't fucking young. He's fucking old compared to Hollywood time, which is true. So in regards to talent, Chobot is in like a weird stage for that. But and then I saw her do a video from Frankensons because I know Lewis works there. So I was like, oh, cool. Like maybe I'll see Lewis in the background, maybe like the sun glinting off that big ass bald head of his. But no, I wish her luck, but she's in a tough spot. She's in a tough spot. Let's see here. Okay. All right, hold on. We got Zeros to Heroes. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Not too much. I saw you in the chat. I thought I'd send you a link so it's not just me talking into the ether the entire time.
Well, it's better than last night.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I was not happy at the end of and I wasn't even really worried about like the rating because that's happened before.
Oh, yeah.
From those, same people. So it's like you kind of know what to expect. Just a lot of like, real liberal use of the N-word in the chat. And then what's funny is on the Twitch stream, all of that got blocked, right? But in the
we did a good job at.
You guys did great. Thank you so much. Although though in the confusion, I will fully admit I accidentally modded 2 of the trolls.
Oh yeah,
and we saw that. And yeah, I'm like looking at the chat like, no, they're fucking dumb. Because in StreamYard, when the chat, we can still see it. Nothing gets nothing gets filtered. We can still see the live chat. So it's like, you don't quite know what's getting hit, what's not getting hit. It's a weird thing. Last night was a weird night. And it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again. What bothered me about last night was the Red Skull bit. Like I'm like, okay, it overplayed its welcome like within the first 2 minutes. And maybe again, like, I'm 38, I'm a boomer. Well, I'm on my way to being a boomer and everything. and I just like, I can appreciate a good bit. But at the same time, it's like eventually shut the fuck up. Like let's get back to the topics at hand, and have and not like well, let me tell you how I feel about the blacks. Like, no, don't. Like don't do that, please, for the love of God. Do not do that.
Dude, you need to know when to quit when you're
there's you can take a joke too far. And now, granted, it was after midnight on the East Coast, so it would have been considered April Fool's Day then. So I get that.
True.
But it's like there's like, you know, comedy is a fine art. People don't really think that. I mean, like, you know, you got to know your time. You got to play the audience. And if you walk into an audience that doesn't know that you're playing up a bit and you're just all like, let me tell you what's wrong with the Jews and the blacks, and I don't like the Hispanics either. You're like, whoa, okay, hold on. And we're like, we're not entirely Bill Burring this situation. We need to be more, you know, we need to just really get in, you know, pump the brakes, buddy. And then but I didn't even get the time to fucking say that, because then all of a sudden we've got, you know, like all out N-word war, hurling those around.
God, yeah.
Like they're boulders on trebuchet fighting off the French or some shit. And it was just like, fuck me. I was laughing at a lot of it. At a lot of it I was laughing, but after a while, I'm like, this is just now frustrating. Like,
Bring in Ryan. Bring in Ryan. Bring in Ryan.
Bring in Ralph. But don't say his name. He'll hear you. he's got the
Well, you
most sensitive
can only
ears on the internet.
say it 5 times, then he appears. I only said it 3 times.
Okay, we're good on that front then. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot of that kind of crap. Yeah, Rosantis here says it went a little bit too long and derailed things, referring to Red Skull, 100%. So anyway, okay. So here's question for you: who would you want to see direct a Star Wars movie? Michael Bay, Ben Affleck, or Spike Lee?
Honestly, I love Ben Affleck as a director and an actor, so I would love him.
Yeah, that's my call. I mean, I also like Michael Bay as a director.
Yeah,
not everything is ever done. Because we had that conversation a couple nights ago. Like, you know, he's done some bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
But when he focuses his talent, he can produce some good shit. And I think he needs a good producer to kind of like rein him in. So I'd like to kind of add an addendum to the Michael Bay thing, right? If it's Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer's producing,
there we go.
I would be on board with that, because it would be the most swashbuckling, epic Star Wars film ever fucking made. 100%. It'd be the Aaron Burr of fucking Star Wars movies. You remember that, right? Anyone here? You guys know how the hell Michael Bay got started? What his first job was?
I actually don't.
You don't? Oh, you don't know this? It was, well, I don't know how old you are.
26.
Oh yeah, you in no way would know this. No way would you know this. So back in the day, because I'm only 12 years older, but you know, yeah. And because that's why I just made a when I said Aaron Burr, that was a Michael Bay reference, and you didn't say anything, so I'm like, yeah, I don't think you know.
Hey, just semantics.
It is. It is. So I'll bring it up. This is such an wow. That's like a really long. Well, okay. So it's this whole thing here. It's a minute and some change. But this was Michael Bay's very first gig, and this was him directing a Got Milk commercial. Now I'm sure you know Got Milk.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this is him directing a Got Milk commercial. Obviously, the quality is absolutely. Oh, we can maybe
it's
get a little
top
better
tier, beautiful.
It's top tier, early 1990s television studio quality. And so this is the you know, this is it's kind of a whole bit, but we'll just check it out. Ooh, that mono sound too.
Oh shit! I have seen this.
1993. Okay.
And that was the Vienna Wood Dance in D, one of my all-time favorites. And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. It's a tough one. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? All right, let's go to the phones and see who's out there.
Hello?
Hello, for $10,000. Who shot... Excuse me?
I'm
I'm afraid your time is almost up. I'm sorry, maybe next time.
Yeah. So that was, and I think there's another one here too, or it might be the same thing. They play it twice. Yeah, they play it twice. So that was Michael Bay's first commercial. And
Nice.
he was, and it was Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson were the producers on that. And that was I think it was like Simpson Bruckheimer was the name. Like they did like Con Air and The Rock. And then Don Simpson died, I think, before Con Air came out. But they definitely did The Rock with Michael Bay, which is why I kind of feel with a good producer Michael Bay can be kept under wraps, right? Like with you look at something like, let's say, like The Rock, for example. It's an excellent action film. It's just such a fun movie. A lot of quippy
Absolutely.
dialogues, great performances by Cage and Connery and Ed Harris. Never mind Tony fucking Todd, John Leguizamo, John C. McGinley. I mean, like, was it Claire Forlani was in that movie? I love The Rock. We should do a watch party of that movie.
I'd be down.
Yeah, because it's such a fun fucking movie. You know, I just love the line. It's all like, "Oh, you're the best. Winners go, losers try their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Carla was the prom queen. Like, yeah, get him, Cage, get him." It's just such a fun fucking film. But anyway, this is how they got the start. They started working together. But then Bay, you know, was like kind of after Don Simpson died, it was Bruckheimer, and Bruckheimer can kind of rein him in. But I think after Pearl Harbor kind of fell apart a little bit because that movie it was a little overbloated and definitely bombed.
Yeah.
But then they worked together a bit more. And Bruckheimer's had his own problems. Like after the complete colossal failure that was 2013's The Lone Ranger, like we didn't see anything out of Bruckheimer until recently. And now I think he did Bad Boys 3. And so it's like, and now he's kind of coming back into the fold a little bit. He's out of producer jail. But Bay had Spielberg as a producer on the first Transformers. I think all the Transformers, but the first Transformers definitely. And I think Spielberg was more hands-on in the first movie.
Yeah, I believe so too.
It felt more Spielbergian. If I'm just being honest with you, like if you just go back and you watch the first Transformers movie, it felt kind of like E.T. a little bit. And I know we were talking about E.T. a second ago. It felt like that a bit. So that was pretty cool. And then the way that Bay made the movie was just you could tell he was coming at this from like, all right, we're throwing everything at the wall, but the whole goal here is to just have fun. And I feel like after that one, it just kind of went like this really dark turn, you know, like one of my favorite moments in The Dark of the Moon, the third movie, which I do feel is exceptionally underrated, was like when they're storming Chicago and they are literally just vaporizing people.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm in the theater. I look at my girlfriend. I'm like, dude, they're fucking everybody up. She's like, shh. I'm like, no, but like they're murdering people. Like, I'm impressed.
They're not called Decepticons for nothing.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of that, right? You don't see a lot of that in these kind of movies. And I'm like, Michael Bay, man, he took it. He went for it. He had a lot of fun with it. Let's see. Sonic Knight here says Bumblebee is better. That is false. Bumblebee, the character, was great in that movie. He was. I love Bumblebee, the character, and I loved Charlie, the character. But Charlie's arc was terrible. John Cena was, what the fuck kind of characterization was that? And I like Cena. Like, I get what he was trying to do. The scripting, like, I have the Blu-ray. And I was watching all the deleted scenes and all the bonus features, and it's like, you know, you know how everyone in Bumblebee's all like, man, the opening 5 minutes was fantastic because the whole battle for Cybertron, that was a late in the game addition to the film.
Was it?
That was a late in the game addition. That was like after principal photography had been shot. That was not what they had planned for. They have the original opening in the on the DVD, and it's terrible. Like it's the original opening is like from Bumblebee's perspective, as he's kind of like reverse Predator. He's like trying to hide through the redwood forests up by Yosemite, and he's being tracked. Like the whole scene after he crash lands and like at the battle at Big Rock and all that stuff. That was that. And then, but they had the scene where like he's just hiding from the SWAT guys or whatever, the army guys. It was boring. So adding in the opening 5 minutes, the war on Cybertron, especially with the Gen 1s, was like, oh, dude, that was great. Like that set the tone that the rest of the movie just couldn't keep up with, in my mind.
It's sad. It's sad to think that was an afterthought now, because that was the best part. And honestly, they should have just made an entire War for Cybertron movie.
Sonic here says, I'm going to detract that statement right away. Dude, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good, bro. I fucking love you, new man. It's great. Thank you. No, so anyone who knows me long enough knows I go into every movie wanting to like it. And I go into every show wanting to like it. I went into Ghostbusters 2016 hoping I was wrong. I went into that movie and I was so nervous to see Ghostbusters, because I've been ragging on it, right? So think of like the Fandom Menace, but actually having integrity. And so that's what it was for me in Ghostbusters. It was like I was following the movie, and it wasn't like making shit up, right? I wasn't blowing anything out of context. I made like 48 videos on Ghostbusters. It was legitimately all about new stuff. That is how much they bungled the movie. I should do a documentary going back through everything that happened and bring up, like, really talk about where the movie went wrong. Like how the media started really attacking stuff, because the media did. And not only that, but like Paul Feig and like Tom Rothman, the head of the studio, was getting in on the action. Like the head of the studio's out there basically attacking the fan base. Like, and he still fucking works at Sony. And like, I don't get it. Now people can go, well, he greenlit the new one. No, that is very true. He did greenlight Afterlife, which we won't see now until March.
Rip.
Damn it, son of a bitch. But
you know, Sony could just make their own streaming service. Boy, we have enough streaming services enough.
Well, actually, Sony doesn't want to. They've actually
Really?
said they don't want to. Yeah, they're not interested in doing it. See, in that, but okay, but think of it like this, right? You have to look at it from like the game. So you look at the now the 5 major studios. Fox doesn't count anymore because it's all Disney.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, Disney, Lionsgate, Universal, Warner Brothers, Paramount. That's the top. All right, those are the top 5 in town now. And I mean, so you have that, and then you go, okay, fine. Warner's is doing HBO Max. Universal is doing Peacock. Paramount, Viacom CBS is getting ready to launch their own competing service. I don't know what it's called, but they basically, when they merged Paramount and CBS back together under the Viacom label, and they became Viacom CBS. At that point, it's like, yeah, they're doing their own thing, and they have enough of a backlog to be able to, I think, support. They have a lot of TV shows that are really popular with old people that are probably going to potentially die with COVID. So it's like, you're going to lose a lot of your base there, Paramount. Which I know, I don't want that. I'm just saying, it's like, if you look at the predominant statistics, the demographic numbers of CBS shows, it is elderly. I mean, like the number one viewer of The Big Bang Theory wasn't nerds.
No, it wasn't.
It was not nerds. It was just straight up as that. Hold on here. Moisture says Lionsgate is a mini major. Not when you put out the Hunger Games. Not when you put out Twilight. I mean, granted, they purchased Summit and in order to get the rights to Twilight, which angers me because I actually think Summit was better than Twilight as a producer, as a distribution company, or as a production company, because they actually were trying some interesting stuff back then. Like Push with Chris Evans. Did you ever see that one? That was really solid. And I think they also no. That was Lions. No, wait, was it? Who did the Vampire's Assistant? I think that was Lionsgate.
That might have been Lionsgate.
Cirque du Freak. It was Vampire's Assistant here. I can't see it on the thing. I don't know. The movie, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes page for it, and it's like 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. Go fuck yourself. The movie was hysterical. That was Universal. Universal did that one. Okay. See, the reason why Vampire's Assistant died was because it was up against Twilight New Moon. It was up against Twilight New Moon. It came out literally 2 weeks before the movie came out, and it just failed to connect, which is really sad because we had it at the drive-in. And, you know, those of us who like hated Twilight, but we had to suffer through it, we got Vampire's Assistant and we were like, holy shit, this movie is fucking funny. Right. It was
a really good little movie.
It really was.
Especially if you consider that that's only like two or three books of the entire series.
Yes, Lunith. John Wick is Lionsgate. And hold it back to this. Lionsgate's not a mini major. They just haven't had a hit in a while. So there's that. Anyway, so what we have is that whole situation where you had Vampire's Assistant up against New Moon, and it was like, you know, both of them YA adaptations, both of them dealing with vampires. You want to know the other thing they had in common that no one ever really talks about is that the directors are brothers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so Twilight New Moon was directed by Chris Weitz. And Vampire's Assistant was directed by Paul Weitz. Those two made their name in the summer of 1999 with a little comedy called American Pie.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And which is weird to think that's now over 20 years old. I feel so old because I saw that in like opening weekend in theaters and I was 17, and that's all anyone could talk about back in the day. It was like, did you see American Pie? Like, yeah, like fuck me, dude. Damn, Shannon Elizabeth has some tits. You know, like that was what a lot of people talked about back in the day. It wasn't even the dude fucking the pie. It was like, do you see Shannon Elizabeth? My God. You know, that's where that's where the term MILF came from. And now that's all you find on Pornhub. So it's like, you know, there's some cultural significance there that came out of that really did come out of American Pie. But no, I thought it was always interesting that you had these two brothers competing, each with their own vampire movie. And New Moon was just garbage. I mean, and it's not Paul Weiss's fault, like, or Chris Weiss's fault. I actually saw it, and like the directing was pretty good. You know, it's like even with The Last Jedi, the directing was pretty good. It was just the story was bad. You know, you can't polish a turd sort of thing, but you can at least try, and they tried with the directing. You know, but then you look at something like Ghostbusters 2016, the directing was terrible because it tried so hard to like capture, not even like, I don't want to say the magic.
Tried so hard to be funny.
It was so hard trying to be funny. And yeah, it ended up, there's all that. Hold on here. Ant-Man saying Amber Heard is out of Aquaman. She's not out of Aquaman. She's not out of Aquaman. People are trying to get her, out of Aquaman. The whole situation with that. Apparently, well, this is according. Okay. Oh my God. So we got this covered. Posted an article today titled "DCEU's next Aquaman will reportedly be openly gay."
I'm down. Also, it's We Got This Covered. So
it's We Got This Covered. So let's see here. What are the sources? They don't say. Well, they don't say. They say here. Well, I'll bring up the article. Okay. Well, let me just say we don't need to give them any fucking credit. But the reason why it's funny is because an hour ago, a website called oneangrygamer.net, which is totally run at this point by a far right wing racist. The dude has lost his damn mind. And I mean that literally. Like a couple years ago, he was never as bad as he is now. He has gone on full tirades on his comment sections, calling people the N-word, right? Like, and he doesn't even care. Like, he just keeps doing it. And so he reported on it an hour ago. Of course he did. You know, anything to you know, anything oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I'm looking to see if there's any mention of April Fools. Nope. I guarantee you a certain group of people are going to run with that tomorrow.
Oh, don't doubt it.
Oh yeah, you know it's coming. I know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Now I liked Amber Heard as Mara in Aquaman. The behind the scenes about her and Johnny Depp, I'm not a fan of.
Well, yeah, like I know a bit about it, and I haven't listened to the audio.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to cover it. Some other stuff came up. I just kind of backburnered it, but I have thought about doing more of a deeper dive into it. There's one woman that subscribed to like my channel because it will tell you now like the recent subscribers, and I just checked out her page and whatnot, and it's like all she's doing is covering Johnny Depp drama, right? But it's getting a lot of clicks. But I looked at some of her videos and they were just like really, really, really out there. You know, like you could tell when a person is desperate to make content, like the reach that they're trying to make, that they're trying to like, you know,
they'll quote, "We got this covered."
Yeah. They'll totally quote, "We got this covered." 100%. Let's see here. Okay.
Tomorrow, make a video on "We Got This Covered."
There we go. Okay. There was one of my regulars accidentally got blocked last night.
Uh-oh.
So that's unfortunate. Just looking to look here at the chat. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not seeing anything super crazy. So, okay. There we go. We're going to there. All right. Get rid of that guy. Someone's like, "Oh, where's my fucking hamburger?" Fat. We're like, "Oh, wow. It's delivered." Fucking check your porch, man. No one wants contact. You know, I love that people try to use it as like some kind of like burn on me. It's like, you know, "Oh, are you sitting at home not working?" Yeah, I made about 175 in like 3 hours tonight. So, you know, people need their food and they're willing to pay. Eat a dick.
Exactly. That's why I use flavor.
Today's been a good day, so I'm okay with it.
Good for you, boy.
What's really funny, and now this is more of an off-topic sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's really funny is how many people like literally go, "Thank you for your service," and I find that to be so weird. I'm like, for one, I'm like, "Ma'am, here's your Big Mac," like whatever, like it's not a big deal. But people are like, you can tell that they are in fact legitimately frightened, right? Like I was at the store and I was doing a pickup and I saw other Instacart people. And like one dude is in like, I thought he worked at the store. I thought he worked there because he was like in like a vest and he had like a mask on and he had gloves on. He was like covered head to toe, and I thought he worked there because he had all these like gadgets on him and stuff like that, like a walkie-talkie and stuff. No, the dude's an Instacart driver, but he's like so paranoid about what's going to happen that he's going in there like he's going to go to battle, like he's going to go into outbreak or some shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's kind of crazy. And this is like, but people take that shit. I talked to some of the store employees about other Instacart drivers, and they're like, oh yeah, no, some of these people are fucking insane. No, like some of them are just insane. Like they're hardcore. And like even right now, they'll come like get on our case about trying to like stock something, because they need to get it, sort of thing. So I'm like, man, I'm way more laid back. What they need is like a weed delivery driver, and that'd be great.
It's like those apocalypse preppers. Yeah, they're loving this shit.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anyway, Garrick here says Screen Rant's also pretty much clickbait. Yeah, they are. They do a lot of clickbait over on Screen Rant, and but if you look at their analytics, right? If you look at how many clicks they get per month, holy shit! Like, I want you guys to guess how many clicks per month Screen Rant gets.
Say north of 225,000.
Oh, is that your final answer?
Okay, I'm taking it back, Alex. I'm taking it back.
Oh, you're gonna want to.
228 million.
No. I mean, I don't think anything really gets that much traffic outside of maybe Pornhub. No, not that much. But it's definitely a lot more than 249. Let's see here. Astro Josh says 100 million, not that much. But also, still, here, check this out. I'll bring it up here. This is their marketing. Look at this here. They get 41.66 million clicks a month.
Wow.
And that was last month, and it was a little bit lower. The month before that was a little bit greater with 49 million.
That's really good.
That is insane. That is fucking insane. Because you look at, like, let's say Collider. I think Collider is in the neighborhood of around 9 million last I looked. 9.47. So it was a little bit up, and 11 and a half January, and then it dropped down, right? That's Collider. I mean, well, you can see it went up in January because that's when everything went down with them shutting all the movie stuff down.
Yeah.
But then you look at something like, let's say, hold on here, let me find it. Slash Film, right?
Huh.
Like Slash Film, I think they only pull in about. Okay, they're definitely down. But they were up a couple months ago, 4.8 million. Down to, that's a pretty significant drop off, if you ask me, for that size of a site.
Yeah.
But then again, like, I'm not complaining. Like, I would love to get that many clicks per month. Like, but like, I'm not shaming them at all for it. I really, good on them. But yeah, I mean, you can see here that these sites pull in a shitload. The reason why Screen Rant pulls in so many is because they literally, they've got just an insane amount of articles, and I really, really, really wish, well, okay. Oh, it's slowed down a bit. Well, thank God. So I have an RSS feeder, and although no, that might just all be the DCEU shit. Never mind. I have an RSS feeder that I put in websites, and that's where I see the articles coming on in. I had Screen Rant for a while. I had to unsubscribe from them. They put out so much content. Like, just in the last 17 hours, they have put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 articles about the DCEU in the past 17 hours.
What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you.
Same author or different authors?
That would be probably different people.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me see if I can make this one here. Okay. Maybe well, okay, maybe I was wrong, but yeah, they put out a lot. They put out a lot of like the articles that I don't know. I read them like if it's like a major story, like it pops up on Twitter or something like that. But they put out so much, so much clickbait, so much nonsense. Like they're not as bad as like I think. Well, no, they're actually the worst. I think they're the worst in regards. Like we got this covered is nonsense, right? Like we got this covered is absolutely nonsense. And but Screen Rant, fuck, dude, they're nuts.
They're good. They're good for like late night napping sessions.
Yeah. Let's see here. Garrick asks, "What's the best Robert Zemeckis motion capture movie? Polar Express, Beowulf, or Christmas Carol?" Polar Express.
I honestly loved Christmas Carol.
I wasn't a big fan of it, and Beowulf like looked awesome in 3D, but the story was boring as shit. Because you really just want to see him fight Grendel. Like you just want to see
Yeah,
that, like know. But and I did also CG Angelina Jolie boobs. That was a big thing back in the day. I mean, but Ray Winstone as Beowulf, he was pretty good. And I like at the time that Ray Winstone was on this like kind of comeback tour. He was in a lot of movies back then. He was in a lot of movies, and then all of a sudden he kind of fucked off. He just like you just don't hear much about a Ray Winstone anymore. And that's the weird thing about Hollywood, isn't it? That these actors like who was the main guy from Avatar? The name is like tip of my tongue. Oh god, let me look this up.
Great, now I have to look it up too.
Yeah, Avatar cast. Okay. Sam Worthington. I always get him and Sam Huntington confused.
Right.
But Sam Worthington he was big back in 2009. He was. It was like what he did Avatar, and then it was like he did what was that one? He did Clash of the Titans.
Yeah,
which that was actually Louis Leterrier. That was the movie he did following the Incredible Hulk, which I liked. Clash of the Titans. I don't think he directed Wrath. Did he? He might have directed Wrath of the Titans, which I never actually saw, unfortunately.
It was okay.
But I mean, you look at these kind of, like he was big. Like looking at his IMDb here, we can see like you can just see this sudden like drop off, right?
Oh yeah.
So he did 2000. Okay. Oh yeah. No, sorry. 2009. He was in Terminator Salvation as Marcus Wright.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So then he did that. Avatar and Clash of the Titans all came out in the span of like 10 months. So he was in these 3 massive movies. And then he was in like he went into like the Last Night, The Debt, Love and Distrust. He was a voice in Call of Duty Black Ops. Nice. He was Alex Mason, but then he was like, Wrath of the Titans, 2012.
Yeah.
He was in Sabotage in 2014, which I think wasn't that the Oliver Stone movie? No, that was the David Ayer movie with Schwarzenegger and a lot of, he was in, he all of a sudden he went from being a leading man, to just being, a side player.
Sideshow Bob.
And then he was in, then he all of a sudden came back as, in 2017 on the show, IDTV did this, miniseries, this limited series called Manhunt, where he played the lead guy hunting down the Unabomber.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I'm like, man, fucking, this dude was like, this guy was big. This guy was like, he was everything. Like you come off of what, Terminator, Avatar, the highest grossing film for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't even get like fucking decent work after that. I mean, that goes to show you, that really does go to show you. I mean, Michelle Rodriguez got more high profile work after Avatar than Sam Worthington. I would argue Sigourney Weaver got more high profile work, and she mostly just did cameos.
Then again, it's Sigourney Weaver.
True. Me love some Sigourney Weaver. I will say I did enjoy her as the villain in The Defenders. The fact that they got her was awesome. But really, it's just like this is the whole thing with look at Mina Masad, the guy from Aladdin, right? He came out and he was all like, it's a $1 billion movie, and I can't even get a callback for an audition.
Yeah,
The thing with that is, though, it's like I kind of agree with the notion of like, dude, I know I get why you're saying that, but you probably shouldn't say that because that's going to look desperate. Even though I think you're trying to draw attention to just how the Anthony Mackie quote about how there are no more movie stars, there's just popular characters, is kind of the whole point. And then like 2 days later, Disney announced that like Prince Anders or something, like the Scandinavian dude from Aladdin who shows up for like all of 2 scenes is going to get like they're looking at developing a spin-off movie about him. Like that was some bad optics given everything that happened. And then after that they're like, all right, we'll do Aladdin 2. And it won't be Return of Jafar, so I don't even care. I'm saying, like, dude, Return of Jafar was lit. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I loved Return of Jafar. It was a good movie. It was better than that King of Thieves shit. All right, I know everyone's all like, oh, but they got Robin Williams back for the 3rd one. Yeah, fuck you. Dan Castellaneta did a good job. I not only Return of Jafar, but the entire Aladdin animated series. He was the genie, and they had the Aladdin animated series.
Yeah.
So, and that was good. So, back off Homer Simpson's dick. I just don't know. I mean, like, you've seen Aladdin. Did you see the new one?
The live action?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. So it's like they kind of take away any notion of there being a sequel.
Really?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, remember you saw the ending of the original film, right? I don't think it's a spoiler. Aladdin gives the genie his freedom, right? So that's awesome.
This one he doesn't?
No, he totally does. He totally does.
Okay.
But then like the genie gets a life, which is, interesting because it's like,
okay.
I'm watching the movie and it starts off and like, okay. You kind of get this idea that it's like a dad telling a story.
Uh-huh.
And then like you start to realize at the end, you're like, oh, he was the dad the whole time. So yeah, basically the genie ends up like hooking up with like the best friend of the princess, who's like her maid. I'm not even kidding you. The princess,
Wow.
that character that they added into this remake, they're like, we need to have like a friend of the Princess Jasmine. Like we need to have like someone for like.
There's the tiger.
Yeah, but I mean, it would have been really weird though if the genie fucked the tiger. No, but again, my question would be, I mean, well, granted, we could just start calling him Joe Exotic, but like. My question then becomes, at the end of Aladdin, the animated movie, the genie got his freedom but kept his powers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then in this one, they leave it really vague because he goes from being blue back to being black, which is fine. And that's good. It was Will Smith. I love me some Will Smith. And then it's like, but like, does he still have magic? Like, does he still have the ability, or is he just now full on human? And then if he's just full on human, which again, they leave it vague. So obviously he's not going to be for the sequel. Then it's like, well, now you just got Will Smith with no powers, which is still dope, but it's not going to be as dope as it could be. And I just think it's like a bad idea. It's again, Disney and $1 billion movie. Watch them now after this COVID shit, right? Like after this COVID shit, what we're going to see is, Disney's going to be cranking out. They are going to be cranking the hell out all of those live actions.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you think about that. Like they're going to go like, we need quick money, and they can't deal crack. So they're like legally speaking, I guarantee you, Disney has some kind of like underground like opium den somewhere around the world. Like, hello, welcome to Arabian Nights, huh? Come on in, take a puff, take a pipe. Would you like to fuck a tiger? Anything goes here, Arabian Nights. Don't worry, it's really just a midget dressed in a cat suit. He's fine. It's we pulled him off of the butthole cut of the Cats movie. That way, it's not bestiality. But so yeah, I mean, no, Disney's got their hands like a lot of little pies, a lot of little things. So there's all that. Dragon in the West here says they have an opium den in China. Are you serious? Like, I was just making a joke.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Like I was just making a fucking joke. So like if there's a thing there, by all means, like let me know about that. Like not that I want to go do opium. I don't really have a desire to go smoke that shit. But yeah. So anyway, like I think Disney's gonna have no choice but to really kind of crank out these sequels because they've been proven to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Now-
it also sorry, good.
Sorry. Now, my problem with Aladdin, and probably why I won't see it for maybe a few more weeks. I don't know. I'll see it sometime. But my problem was they have Will Smith, one of a great actor, a great rapper, and they barely use him as Will Smith. They constrain him to a remake of they constrain him to that Robin Williams style in a bit, because I have seen a good majority of Will Smith's scenes in clips, but I don't know. I just think if Disney had let Will Smith do his own thing, not be Robin Williams, it would have been a bit more of an interesting genie than what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Although like, but when Will Smith was Will Smith, he was great.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like when Will Smith is like, that was the thing is like when, my favorite moment of Suicide Squad has everything to do with the scene with Will Smith and the guns.
Yes.
Right. Like when that scene kicks off and he's all like, you did not put real bullets in here. Right.
Wait,
and
oh, you did.
oh, you did. And then he just does all that. Like it just, to me, that was like 10 out of 10 Will Smith. Right. Like that was why I was glad to be there. And I like the movie in general, but yeah, sue me. I like Suicide Squad. But I really like that scene the most because that was like pure Will Smith enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like maybe now that Bad Boys did as well as it did, it being like one of the top grossing films of the year.
Not really saying much.
That ain't saying much, but still over 400 million worldwide is nothing to scoff at.
Good.
I think it had a smaller budget of around maybe like 50 to 75 million or something. They kept it small, and it did really.
Studios, see, you can make small.
Oh yeah,
make big movies for small budgets.
yeah. That was you can do that, and like John Wick, for example, you can do it. What it is studios overbloat stuff all the time. It's all part of the accounting, right? It's really all part of the accounting. Like here's the thing. Here's my question when it comes to Disney. How in any way are they going to be able to argue that a movie is a loss when they own not only the means of production, but they own all the means of development? Meaning like they go, oh, we're going to spend, $200 million on this movie. But it's like, how much of that is just shadow money? And I say that looking at like anything that's heavily CGI. Let's say like Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Yeah.
So they bring in JJ. Yeah, sure. They pay him his fee. They pay the actors their fee. They pay this crew. They build the sets. They do the marketing. There's that. That's whatever. That still pales in comparison to the overall budget, which is going to be special effects. But they own ILM, and ILM, well, does the special effects. When it comes to the audio, they own Skywalker Sound. So for all the audio mastering, it's all write-off. It's for Disney, it's all a write-off. Never mind the fact that not only do they own it, but they license it out constantly. They rent it out constantly. And so like they're pulling in all this money from all these other studios, like that are just dumping all this cash into VFX work because they literally own the means of production. They've cornered the market in many cases. But then you get something like Deadpool, the first one, which had a $55 million budget. Fox didn't care. They just said, all right, there was enough of a fan demand. We'll give it 50 million and be done with it. If it's a loss, it's a loss. And then Tim Miller owns Blur Studios, who did all the VFX work for a fraction of the cost.
Hell yeah.
And they made it work. And it's honestly, in my mind, Deadpool 1 is like a 10 out of 10. I fucking adore that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Like every time I rewatch it, I'm just like, this gets better. Like I rewatched 1 and 2 and I was like, 1 is great, 2 is fun, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, but it's like, well, okay, Moisture says here, well, they have to pay the workers. Yeah, but that's also part of like, they could lot budgets aside, but what I want to know is like, how much of it is a tax write-off?
When we say Skynet is going to be coming, Skynet is Disney. Disney owns the world.
True. But I do agree, Dragon in the West here, Bleer Studio does the best video game cinematics. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
That is why, if you watch some of Tim Miller's directed stuff, why it ends up doing well. Here's a fun fact. Sonic the Hedgehog, the director on that movie, Jeff Fowler, is a protege of Tim Miller. Worked at Bleer Studio, understands animation and understands storytelling and understands comedy. And as a result, I don't know who the fuck okayed that design originally. but to be fair, Sonic was really good.
It was.
But here's my question to the chat. And press 1 if you agree, press 2 if you don't agree. Would Sonic the movie had been as well received, because it is so funny, if the character models were not changed? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And I really do think people are going to sit there and say 2. I vote 2. I think the cute design, yeah, look at all the 2s. I think the cute design of Sonic, voiced by Ben Schwartz, was such a treat, because the expressive nature of it, the way they made it work was, it was great. And then, but like that original design is like, what the fuck?
It's like you have the new design, which is the Sonic we all know, and you have the old design, which honestly could have been said to be the Were Sonic from, what was it? Sonic, one of the Sonic games where he turned into a werewolf.
I don't know.
Sonic Unleashed. Thank you, Lena.
I don't play Sonic, so.
Me either, but I watched the games.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I do like the movie quite a bit. I do like the character. I mean, like back in the day, like I remember when the Dreamcast launched, and Sonic Adventure came out. I had the VMU, right? I had the virtual memory unit. I had the little, whatever it was called. I almost said Togepi, but that's a Pokemon. Tamagotchi. I don't know if you ever saw that or not.
Yeah.
They had that. Yeah. I was like a senior in high school when that came out. And so I would sit there, like I'd be driving to school in the morning. I'd be at a stoplight and I would be trying to like feed my little dude and get him to like, lay eggs and stuff. So I think I could get him back in the game.
Feed, don't die. He's dead. Mom, can I get another one?
Yeah. Oh, here's the thing. Anthony McIntosh asked a question. Would you watch a live action Incredibles movie?
No.
I have actually. It's called Watchmen. No, am I wrong? Look at the story of Incredibles and look at what Watchmen is. It's the same story.
You're not wrong.
I am not wrong. Although, let me hold on here. Garrick made a comment that I wanted to talk about here. It says, John Campia says the reception would have been the same for both Sonic, the new design versus the old design. I think that's full of shit.
That's his own opinion.
And his opinion is full of shit. There's no way you can sit there and say that the fucking whole of the internet that's gamers came barreling down like a plague on the Sonic trailer. I mean, you had videos getting over 1 million views of people just complaining about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and multiple times, people like videos of people that were just looking at like the people fixing it, like the fan art fixing it. And then those videos would get 1 million views. People made a lot of fucking money off of Sonic. And so those videos would do really well. And people like when they came back and they said, no, we're going to totally do this. We're going to totally do all this. We're going to make it fine. And then the movie came out, people responded. I think not only that, but I think it was fun. The movie was fun, which is the key seller, but Sonic got him in the door.
Yeah.
It got him in the door, and that's what brought it to, what did it make, like 90 million its opening weekend or something like that? It made a lot of money, way more than projected.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't think the reception would have been the same, John. It's like Joker. Joker would not have pulled in the 96.5 million it did. It was over the estimation if there was not that massive media push trying to smear the film. It wouldn't have done it. It would not be $1 billion movie if the media didn't make it out to be Public Enemy #1. Great movie, worthy of it, worthy of the success. 100% agree. Joaquin Phoenix, worthy of the accolades. But let's be fair. Let's be real. Shazam only pulled in 145 million worldwide.
Sadly.
Sadly, that movie's so good.
It is.
It only pulled in that amount of money coming off of Aquaman, which cleared $1 billion. The Joker would have maybe topped out at about 400 million if it wasn't for the controversy. I mean, look, that's 700 million less than what it made, but you got to understand, people were legit, like police officers were staking out theaters. Like when I saw the movie, I went first day, I went to the Thursday night showing at like 5:00.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, they had it really early, and I get there and there's like, I'm talking to one of the managers, and the manager was, we're chit-chatting about everything, and he was kind of worried. He was a little bit afraid, and then when I saw the movie, there's like barely anyone there. So I was a little bit worried at first. I was like, oh, maybe people just aren't going to show up. And then, but I would go to leave the theater. On either side of the theater, there was a cop car. You know, and then you hear stories and you hear reports. Oh, there's a lot of other people. There's a lot of other cop cars that are out there. There's a lot of this other stuff that's out there. That is a big, that's a big problem. That's a big issue. So when I look at that kind of stuff, I think to myself, like, yeah, come on, like we've got, there was peak hysteria, even if it was bullshit. Even if it was fearful, but people were trying to, they were trying to tie it into James Holmes. They're trying to tie it in.
Yeah. Media's tying it in with the Dark Knight shooting too.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The James Holmes shooting. Yeah, the Dark Knight shooting. Where, by the way, at no point in time did James Holmes ever say he was the Joker. It was like a former police chief in New York City had tweeted out that's what he heard from somebody who was possibly investigating the case. I'm not kidding you. It was like totally fake news.
Sources, people. Gotta check sources.
Yeah, sources. And then people ran with it. Because they saw the makeup and they thought, oh, he's like the Joker and blah, blah, blah. So, it's really just like a lot of nonsense that goes into this stuff, but it worked out. I mean, like Warner Brothers could not have asked for better marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all. I mean, I'm sure like Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips were like frustrated with the media, but at the end of the day, like how big are the paychecks that they're cashing?
Quite big.
Yeah. How big is that? Like a lot. They're making a lot of money off that, which is why I think we're going to see a sequel. The money's too good to not do it. Even though, here's my question: 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you actually want to see a Joker sequel?
This is my own opinion. I do not.
I am actually in agreement with you on that one.
Yay.
Because I don't think it needs a sequel. I think as a standalone, it's perfect.
But I loved the ending of it. It was honestly perfect. It shows you that the perception could go either way. It could have actually happened. It could have all just been in his head.
Yeah, he's an unreliable narrator, so it's really hard to do a sequel to that one. Hold on real quick. Grapple Vision. Tonka, is that you? I'm just kind of curious on that one. I just saw that one there. Anyway, yeah, so there's a lot, there's a lot that like goes into this kind of stuff. Oh, what the fuck? Someone I just got sent a thing, like a dude painted Tom Nook from Animal Crossing on his chest, and the nipple is the nose.
Yes, I saw that.
Anyone? Well, yeah. Hold on here. I'm gonna. We're gonna look at this, because if I have to see it, you all have to see it.
Suffer with us.
Suffer. All right, hold on here. This is terrible. This is why I avoid fan art.
This is fan art at its peak.
I don't want to sit there and say like we deserve coronavirus, but when I see shit like this, I can't help but think we have angered God. That we have somehow angered God, and this is the world we live in now.
Oh my!
David here says fan art too far. Yeah. There we go.
I mean, besides the fact that it's on his body and the nose is a nipple, the art is pretty good.
I don't think the art, like, look. I don't think the final image. Oh, no. Sorry. The final image there is not, that's not it. The one on the left is the final image.
Oh,
the one on the right is from the game. I'm like, that looks too fucking good. Because
Okay,
like
I
he got
see,
the
I
he
see. I thought that, yeah.
because he got the shading on the nipple real well, and he must be really cold if he got it to point like that pointing. But the other one, look, I mean, that's still creepy as fuck. To be fair,
That is
like
so
he's like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here in the mirror. I'm just gonna paint Tom Nook on my tit. Society has gone too far. Society has gone too far.
I mean, the coronavirus is the real life plague. Or sorry,
True.
real life purge.
It is. Garrick here says, I'm Tom Shook. That's good. That's really good. Oh. Speaking of fucking disasters, did anyone here see the trailer today for Greenland?
I have not.
Did you hear about it?
No, I haven't. What is this?
It's Gerard Butler's newest movie.
Oh,
And so what happens is like there's an asteroid that's headed towards Earth, or a comet. I think it's an asteroid. And it basically like breaks off into chunks. And so it's like everyone's just kind of like chilling in the suburbs, like, I wonder where it's gonna hit. And it like takes out like central Florida, so nothing of value was lost. But like so then they're trying to like they find out that there's shelters, that there's like underground bunkers in Greenland, and the government's trying to get people to Greenland. Think like 2012, right? Feels a lot like 2012 with a much smaller budget. But here's the thing: it all goes to shit. So it's all about Gerard Butler and Monica. Was it Monica Barakin?
oh wow.
Yeah, she's his wife in the movie, and like it's all about them trying to get their kid on a plane to get to Greenland in order to get away from this planet killing event. And it's lower budget, but I'm not gonna lie, the trailer actually looks pretty damn intense. Which is why I'm gonna probably do it maybe tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow night we'll do it because I'm gonna be home tomorrow night. I want to do a Hollywood After Dark trailer park.
Do it.
Where we'll I'll put the call out on the channel and on the Facebook page and stuff like that. People can go to the Facebook page. If you don't know what it is, you guys can join up here, facebook.com/groups/$3 Theater. And you can go over there and we'll post trailers and we'll just watch and react to trailers. Good, bad, everything in between that we can get away with. I think it'd be really funny to do like once a month. Find some crazy shit and even good trailers, right? And then just go, man, that was a good movie. Like, because, it's kind of like we were talking a little bit last night about the Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Yeah.
I went back and I watched the trailer again afterward, and I was like, now I want to watch it. Like, really, really, really want to watch it. So things like that, I think it'd be kind of fun to do Hollywood After Dark trailer park. So we'll probably do that tomorrow night. Again, no news. We'll make it more interactive.
Right.
I think people will like that one. Also, because I'm a total horrible shill. Anyone here wants to support this stream, Cash App, Matt Jarbo, $ Matt Jarbo. It's good there. Reason why I say that is mostly because any kind of swearing or showing off of copyrighted materials is instantly demonetizable. So let's see here. Grapple Vision says you should compare how good trailers are to how good the movies are. Yeah. That's a fun one too. That'd be a good one. Pick talk about certain trailers and whether or not the movie lives up to the hype. Because I hate that. When I go see movies and it's like the trailer, because you're looking for certain scenes. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they don't put them in. I will say this though. The probably the biggest disappointment for me right off the bat was Deadpool. Because I had lived and breathed that marketing for quite some time. The trailer, I was at Comic-Con when they showed off the trailer.
Yeah.
The Red Band trailer. I watched the bootleg of the Red Band trailer a lot. All of the other trailers, all of the other marketing, all of the Betty White shit, all of like the testicular cancer stuff that they did.
Yeah.
All of it. So when I saw the movie on opening day, I could, visualize frame by frame those trailers. And then the movie had all of that stuff in it. And I kind of felt like I'd already seen it. And that ended up taking me out of the movie right away. No, it did. It really took me out of the movie right away. And then I liked it. I'm like, yeah, I like it, whatever. I was like, it's one of those things where you kind of feel disappointed because you're just like, I didn't get the experience I wanted to get out of it. And so then I was a couple nights later, I was surfing around and I came across this bootleg copy of it that was like uploaded to some website. And I'm like, let me see how bad the cam of it is. So I like sometimes to look to see how badly people record these movies. Like we're living in the digital age, people. We're living in the digital age. I've got a DJI Osmo Pocket, right? It shoots fucking 4K. and it's like literally like the size of a bottle cap.
And these people over here with their VHS cameras still.
Yeah, they're out there going like, oh no, it's okay. We're gonna go and bootleg this movie, but we're gonna just pull out the old Super 8. I don't get it personally. It's like we have access to all of this high tech camera stuff, and yet it just looks like shit. And now there's these fuckers. As a quick side note, there's these fuckers now that do this, and they put advertisements in the thing.
They do?
They put advertisements for their website. I think in like something else too. Like just like it pops up
my
on
God.
screen. It's like transparent, but you can still see it, and like it bounces around the screen a little bit. Or it just pops up every once in a while. So you'll go and you'll read like pirate forums because they're fun to kind of hang out in. And like people start complaining about that. They start getting so upset at the fact that that there's these advertisements in these cams. I'm like, you are watching stolen material. Like you were
get
watching
what you
pirate.
paid for.
Like you were literally complaining about like that someone else is trying to make $1 off of you getting something for free. So I have no sympathy. It makes me laugh though nonetheless because people get it's like watching people who pirate video games and the developer puts out a buggy copy knowing specifically what the bug is going to break and then looking on Twitter and other forums of people that are asking the question, how do I fix this? So they know which ones are the ones who pirated and then they shame them. And that actually, believe it or not, that actually leads to a fair amount of sales.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
It's been proven, at least through some studies, that piracy actually increases sales. And a lot of the reason why is because people want to be able to they want a beta test, in my opinion, right? They want a beta test. Like it's like if you're going to put the investment in for like, let's say a $60 video game, before you drop the 60 bones, which is a fair amount of money,
it is.
you want to test it. Well, demos are no longer a fucking thing, right? They're very rare. They used to be everywhere as a massive selling tool, and then these publishers realize, well, we don't have to do that. People would, we put the money in marketing. People would just buy it. No reason to put out a demo. Well, I mean, people want to check it out. They want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth because you can't return these things now. So piracy helps out with that shit. People can demo it and see if they want to buy it. Honestly, more of these betas, which are just demos, need to be a thing. They need to start releasing these like 1 levels or whatever to get people interested in checking it out. And I really do believe that. But movies are very similar. You watch something, you want to maybe own it, right? You buy it on home video. I talked about this the other night kind of with like Game of Thrones, how the early stages of the show, the producers were bragging about how many torrent downloads they would get. They were bragging about it, and they were bragging about it because they knew that it translated to DVD sales, box set sales. They knew that. And then, but the studio will never come out and say it, right? But like there was actually times, and I got to go back and find the data on this one. But there was a time I was reading an article that they had actually traced an IP address of a torrent back to Paramount Studios. Now, think about this for a second, right? Why would, and I brought this up to some friends the other night, and they're like, I don't get it. I'm like, why would a studio leak its own stuff?
Why wouldn't a studio leak its own stuff?
Exactly. It is the fastest, cheapest way for market research.
Hello, Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still think Tim Miller dropped that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, someone hacked into the server and it just got out there. Right. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, sure. When you still got the director over here with the copy.
Like that's Curtis here says, you leak it low quality. Yeah, I agree. Do your own cam copy of it. I mean, wouldn't that be interesting if we found out that like all those really shitty, terrible cams, like I said, even in the digital age, were all coming in from like fucking
from the studios,
just leaking it themselves.
I could believe that.
Like just to find out, because I remember when like Spider-Man came out in 2002, my friends gave me a VCD of it. It was 3 discs, right? And so I had a 3-disc player, so I'd put it in. It was one of the worst cams I'd ever seen in my entire life. Right? It was one of the worst cams I'd ever seen. I watched that thing a bunch.
Good movie.
Yeah, good movie. I had paid to see it in theaters. I was working at a theater at the time, so I watched it there a bunch. As soon as it hit video, I bought a copy. So it's like, yeah, no, they got my money. but I still wanted to watch it again. But just from the comfort of my own home. That's why this whole situation with like Onward is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out, because they dropped it last week. It's been VOD. It's been up on the charts. And then on Friday, it goes to Disney Plus.
That's when it does. I couldn't remember when it does.
So it's like, I mean, we picked it up, and Mike, I think I've watched Onward now like 3 times in the last week.
Is it good?
It's super good. Yeah, like it's super good.
Nice.
It's from the director. It's from Dan Scanlon, who did Monsters University.
Okay.
And I've been watching like my daughter loves monsters, and so if she's like monsters, I put on Monsters University because I love Monsters University. I think it is one of Pixar's better films, and also one of the better college movies ever made. No,
you're not wrong.
No, like it's like Revenge of the Nerds without the rape. It's legitimately a good movie, with good characterizations, and it's a good lead-in for a couple continuity errors, obviously.
Yeah.
But nothing to get your panties in a twist about. Never mind the fact that the short film, Party Central, that they did for that is, I would argue, Pixar's greatest short film.
I don't think I saw that.
It's on Disney Plus right now. It's basically like if you recall, when they moved into Uzma they called their living room Party Central.
Okay.
So Roar Omega Roar is hosting a party, throwing a party, and Mike and Sully go and steal door stations that go through this couple's bedroom, like each closet, and they steal the party. And like it's really good. It's really, really, really good. I watched it I think like 2 times today because my kid wanted to see it again, and then I wanted to watch it again for me. So I really, really like it. I really think I would love to see another Monsters movie, like about them, like I know we're getting the Monsters Inc. TV show.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, that's coming out of Disney Plus.
Oh, nice.
Let me make sure I'm correct on this one, all right? Like, Garrick here says True Lies isn't on Blu-ray, and you can't buy it digitally. Yes, Garrick, that is true. Yet I have a copy of it. Not Blu-ray, but I have a high definition copy, because what happens, and yeah, I would buy it if you presented me with the opportunity to purchase True Lies in 4K, which I don't know why. Maybe this year. No, it came out in '94. It hit 25th anniversary. Why didn't James Cameron remaster that shit? But I would buy True Lies in 4K. I'd buy it on Blu-ray. I love True Lies. Did you ever see that one, Josh?
True Lies. I know I've seen it a long time ago. I can't remember the exact movie, but I have seen it a long time ago.
Ashwin. Yeah, hold on. He's the thing here. Says, I have a conspiracy theory about True Lies. You can't get it on HQ DVD, because you'd see where the stunt coordinator tried to kill Eliza Dushku because he allegedly turned her down when he tried to fuck her. Well, okay. So, and then Grapplevision's like, where is that alleged? It's all over. That was a big thing, during the start of Me Too. That was a big aspect of that one. Basically what happened was, Elijah Dushku had said that the stunt coordinator had lured her back to his hotel room, and he either he did rape her or he tried to rape her, is what she had said. And as a result, James Cameron was like, I had never heard of this. I had never heard of it at all. Like, holy shit. And so he's shocked, obviously. And so, it's a big thing. It's a big problem. But I don't know if that's entirely the case. If The Abyss isn't out either, I mean, Cameron, I don't know why he didn't do it. He should have done it. I hear
Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Simics here says waiting on Panic Room Blu-ray for David Fincher collection. How the fuck is Panic Room not on Blu-ray? Right? Like, well, hold on. Panic Room Blu-ray, yeah, you can buy it. Are you waiting for like a special edition? Because you can get it right now on I think on Amazon for like super cheap, maybe. Oh no. It's no release date. Wow, okay. There's a website, you got Blu-ray.com, and they tell you all that shit. Hey, you can get the first season of Doom Patrol on Blu-ray for $10. right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You can get the whole first season of Doom Patrol on Blu-ray for $10 on Amazon.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, or you can order it through Prime Video for $29.99. No, I do need to finish watching Doom Patrol.
Me too.
You know, but I mean, like, yeah, you can find a lot of good deals. Well, we're gonna see everything's gonna get some serious ass deals. Right? Is everything's gonna get serious. Everything's gonna get marked down. Think about how bad. Think about Black Friday, right? Like, think about the movie deals on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be insane, right? Like, it's gonna be insane. No one's gonna buy anything. You know, like what Lucasfilm just dropped, the Skywalker saga, that like $250 set. Like, some people have bought it. Some people have bought it, but I guarantee you, not a lot are. So it's like, you know, because I mean, right now $250. It's like, do you want groceries? You want gas? You know, that's the thing. You may want to spend your money on that. Let's see here. Garrick. Oh, here's one. Garrick asks, you don't mess with the Zohan or Big Daddy. Which one is better? Zohan. I'm going to say Zohan. I love Big Daddy, but Zohan is great.
Yeah, I'll say Zohan is too.
Zohan is really funny. Let's see here. Grapple Vision says 75% markdown on DVDs at the store you went to a week ago, and things hadn't hit the fan yet. Yeah, well, DVDs, that makes sense. That's such a dying format.
Yeah, they're DVDs.
I mean, like, same with Blu-rays are even like dropping, but like people aren't buying them as often. But I think when they buy them like mostly for the digital code. Like, I wish we could get digital code or digital sales numbers.
Yeah,
I'd really like to see
be
that.
nice.
I'd really like to see that.
Or you guys can just go to the $5 bin at your local Walmart, get some awesome movies.
I love that. That's actually what I think I'm going to do for Blu-ray therapy when I can actually go back to the stores. So because I want to read. I don't know. Do you ever see my Blu-ray therapy series?
No, I haven't.
So Blu-ray therapy is a series idea that I had about a year ago, where I would just go to like Walmart, Target, and Best Buy on Tuesday mornings, and I would just like covertly film what new movies came out, what new displays, or things like that. And people enjoyed it. I just like, it just became very difficult to keep up with. Because like at the time I could swing going on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, her work schedule allowed me to do it. And then when her work schedule changed, it was very difficult for me to get out there and go do it. And then it's like come home and it's like, you know, upload the footage and then, you know, edit it together and then do the voiceover for it. And like, it just like on top of all my other work, it just got to be too much.
Yeah.
It just got to be way too much. And I just kind of burned myself out on it, unfortunately.
Sounds interesting.
I mean, I have a channel for it. I haven't promoted it that much. It's only like 326 subs. Some of the trolls that were like in last night, they found it, so they've attacked it.
Oh God.
You know, and I think they're also like a fair amount of the subscribers, so it's kind of like you can't really get rid of them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But what I want to do is like, for me, it's like the hunt, right? And this is actually, believe it or not, this is actually one of the criticisms that was meant entirely in like mean spirit. But it resonated with me because I read it. They were like, this is all the kind of shit that lazy game reviewer would just skip over. Right. And I'm like, yeah. And I was inspired by LGR, you know, his lazy game thrifts and stuff like that. And again, it is all about the randomness of what you would find going to the store.
Yeah.
It's all about the randomness. So it's like, okay, cool. Let me kind of take that into some context here. So the other night I'm at, you know, I think about it every time I see these movies and whatnot, but I'm over at fucking 7-Eleven and I'm just walking to get something to drink. And I walk past, I totally forgot 7-Eleven had Blu-rays.
Oh, wow. They do. Yeah.
They do.
Right.
They're like $4, right? And like, just like their cheap ass Blu-ray bin. And you know what I found in there?
What's
like 6 copies of Snakes on a Plane.
Oh my God.
Oh no. I bought it last year. I found a copy of it last year for like $5 at FYE. And I bought it. Nice. And I love Snakes on a Plane.
Hell yeah.
I love that goddamn movie. One of my friends actually designed the animatronic snakes for it. He told me about Snakes on a Plane a full year before anybody knew what it was. Like, we're hanging out at Comic-Con and I was like, hey, what you been working on recently? And he's like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. I'm all like, what? He's like, okay. He's all like, here's the thing. He's like, I just got done working on the Sam Jackson movie. I'm like, whoa, really? He's like, yeah. Sam Jackson is a cop who has to transport a prisoner from Hawaii back to the mainland, and a bad guy, like a mobster, puts all these poisonous snakes on the plane. And I looked at him and I'm all like, "You're fucking with me." He's like, "I'm not fucking with you." I'm like, "You're lying." He's like, "I'm not lying to you. I did the animatronic snakes." And I'm like, he's like, "I was like one of the hand doubles and like for one of the insert shots."
Ooh, nice.
And he's like, "We shot it." And it was like, we did like rubber snakes and animatronic snakes and everything. And I'm like, "Okay, whatever, dude. I don't believe you." So a year goes by, and then I wake up one morning and I read the article that I check online, and it just goes, "Check out the trailer for Sam Jackson's newest movie, Snakes on a Plane." And I'm like, that son of a bitch was telling the truth. Holy shit. Now, what I didn't realize, because I knew the concept is ludicrous.
Oh, absolutely.
It's ludicrous beyond all hell. And you want, and you think it's going to be bad. And then you watch the movie and you're like, it's perfect. It's so good. Because it's so self-aware and it's so funny.
Sam Jackson at his best.
It is, yeah. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Or like the whole line of like Kenan Thompson. He lands the plane and he's all like, "God bless PlayStation." If I ever meet Kenan Thompson, I will just say, "God bless PlayStation."
What are you talking about? It's all about Xbox.
Yeah. Anyway, so I do want to say Yellow 05 here asks, favorite Star Wars video game.
Now, are you talking about before Jedi Fallen Order?
Because I'd have to kind of give it to like, don't get me wrong, I love Jedi Fallen Order, but like for me, I think Battlefront 2 from 05, the pandemic one, it was like really good. Also Shadows of the Empire was a lot of fun, but I played a lot of Rogue Squadron back in the day. I loved the fact that Rogue Squadron 2 was a launch title on the GameCube back in 01. There's Empire at War, which I love RTSs, and that was an amazing RTS with a great expansion pack. Mm-hmm. So there's been a lot of really good, solid Star Wars video games, but I'll tell you the combination I want, and I really want Lucasfilm to do this because they've got the ability and they've also got the licenses. What I want, for one, is a Star Wars game, adventure game, developed in and built around the Scum engine. Now, a question then becomes, how many of you know what the Scum engine is? You don't know what it is, do you, Josh?
No, I don't, but it sounds amazing.
Let me take you back to the 90s. Okay.
Okay,
Great time.
do
Glorious
that.
time. Amazing
Please.
time. Who doesn't love the 90s? Everyone loves the 90s.
If you
Right.
can actually remember it.
I remember. Now,
I wish I did.
Lunith here is like point and click adventure games. That's basically what it is. You ever heard of Monkey Island?
Oh my god.
Or better yet, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Yes, I remember that.
Did you ever play it?
No, I didn't.
That was built with the Scum engine.
Really?
Yes, it's a point and click adventure, but it's a well-made engine. It worked really well for what they were doing with it, and it's got a lot. Monkey Island it was the exact same thing. I mean, like, let's see if I can find the trailer for it, because like I don't think they're gonna have the Fate of Atlantis trailer. Let's see, Atlantis game trailer. I don't think it's. Oh well. What is it? Oh, fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey stole the name, The Fate of Atlantis. You fucking bitches. They're just like, oh, Assassin's Creed, The Fate of Atlantis. Like, look, I love Assassin's Creed games, but no.
That is not the fate of Atlantis.
That is not what it is. That is Indiana Jones. You stole that from Dr. Jones, and he's gonna kill you. Or punch you because of Nazis. All right. This is great. Let's full screen this motherfucker.
Oh my god, Lucas Art.
Yes, seeing the amazing old school Lucas Arts logo. I know that everyone's like, okay, all the EU people, right? All those bitches, they're like, oh, you guys got rid of the EU. I can't fucking believe it. Oh my god, this is what was never canon just now. And then the rest of us are like, they killed Lucas Arts, you whiny pedantic cunts.
It's like, cry about something more efficient. They killed LucasArts.
They killed LucasArts. You bastards. Anyway, this is the trailer. God, I love that music.
So iconic. Ta-da!
1992, man. 28 years old. Look at that. Over 8,000 lines of digital dialogue.
Nice.
Full of digitized sound effects.
Bum, ba-bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Right? Isn't that beautiful sound? It's such a beautiful sound.
It is.
The best adventure game of the year. By Game Players Magazine and Game
Game
Informer.
Informer.
Wow, that's an old magazine.
I know.
Oh. Look at that. It's so pretty.
Oh my god. That little intro.
Dr. Huberman, fantastic news.
Corner, at last!
See, Herr Jones has kindly provided.
What on earth?
Isn't it amazing?
You fool! You come back to show me this prehistoric knick-knack?
Herr Doctor, I believe this knick-knack, as you call it, comes from the lost city.
Then we have failed. I see no evidence here of some magical metal Plato called orichalcum.
Look here, concealed in the base is a small shiny bead.
And it glitters like fire, exactly as Plato described.
It's my guess we found the treasure we seek.
I never guess. We must test.
My God.
Complete.
We've done it! Technology of uranium without any radioactivity! And those smart American scientists know nothing!
That gives me an idea. Suppose I place the bead inside.
Yes, it does,
the
Grapple
statue's
Vision.
open
Yes, it
mouth.
absolutely does.
It's a Roomba.
You saw that? Think of trucks powered by these beams. Think of tanks.
It's the plot line to Captain America, the First Avenger.
Oh my god.
Use your imagination, Colonel! Think big like the Americans!
Yeah, it's
Think of
Red Skull and Armanzola.
Nice.
But no, I mean, like the thing is, like, yes, they have like let's see here. Lunathir says, seriously, these games have great art. They really do.
They really do.
I love it. Anyway, that was the trailer. I have no idea why the hell there was no Indiana Jones in that trailer, but I mean, it gives you a good setup. You know what's coming, right? You know what's coming. It's such a fun thing. I love that game so much because even when you get to Atlantis in the game, because it is a globe trotting adventure, right?
Mhm.
You play as Indiana Jones. Hold on, this is another trailer here, but it's like 6 minutes. I don't know if I want to do the full 6 minutes. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, okay. There, yeah. Well, here we'll do this one. This is we'll skip around, but it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean the thing is because you're younger, so I mean I grew up playing these things and loving them, and that's why you see people that are just like, oh yeah, fucking Ant-Man or Ant-Man saying I miss the '90s. Who doesn't miss the '90s? I mean, like my 20th high school reunion is this fucking week. All right, let's see here. Is there sound? There better be sound. I don't hear anything. 240p.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any.
Doesn't sound like it. Nope, no sound.
Okay, well that's fine. But you can see like a lot of the animation. It looks like this is back in the day when like didn't LucasArts do the Laura Bow? The detective games, right? There was or was that Sierra? I mean, because back then it was like Sierra was it. Sierra was the jam. If you liked adventure games, and then as much as I love King's Quest and Space Quest and Heroes Quest, and Police Quest, Quest for Glory because they got sued by that board game. Whatever. It's always going to be Heroes Quest 1 through 3 for me. So fuck off. But those were always the jam back in the day. And then this came out, right? Like this came out, I think the same year that King's Quest 5 came out. And it's like, they're two totally different games. And King's Quest 5 looks, I mean, have you ever seen that one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so keep in mind, this is really low quality, but you get an idea for like, yeah, this right here, See this little circle thing? This is actually in Atlantis. The part of like some of the scripture, the notes of it. That's actually like part of the design of like the way to get into Atlantis. There's a lot of Atlantean lore in this game that they really worked in that I really like, and it does totally feel like Indiana Jones. It's a solid game with a very, very, very solid story, and it's a lot of fun. And I can't recommend it. Let me find King's Quest. Just to give you a fucking idea of like how seriously, like how these games were back in the early 90s, and it's like
I love seeing older games, the older games, and how great they were. I love it.
Yeah, I was like King's Quest trailer, and they're like, no. There was a King's Quest game they remade a couple years ago through Activision, but I didn't know. King's Quest 5.
Lunith says Sierra Adventures, death around every corner.
Oh yeah. You would always die. They're so good. They're so much fun. Night Curtis, thanks for coming in, brother. Have a good night, dude. Tex Murphy was fun too. Yeah, I read the books of Tex Murphy. The Under a Killing Moon is such a weird. It's a good game. It's got a great story. They actually turned it into a book that I bought back in 1996. That I bought it because I was flying to New York. Like I was doing like that East Coast trip that you do, right? Mm-hmm. When you go from 8th grade to high school, and so I bought Under the Killing Moon. So somewhere, I think I still have a copy of that, or it's like somewhere at my house. Not here, maybe in San Diego. But yeah, that was fun too. Let me bring that up here. Okay. We'll just go through the world a long place here. All right. Oh, there's that music. There's that music.
Oh,
yeah. Have you previously played King's Quest V?
No.
Warning. This cartoon contains material that may be necessary for information or clues to complete this game. Please be sure to check your inventory if you decide to skip.
It's got a warning. I mean, that was like 92. That was 92 as they were doing this stuff.
Very good.
I mean, yeah, like I remember I was at my 10th birthday party. My mom got me this game because I really wanted
it. Oh damn.
Oh yeah, he's a bad guy.
Really?
You don't say.
You don't say.
Good old Ken and Roberta Williams. But I mean, like the way they designed this game back then was like they did a lot. You could see the subtle animation with the water and stuff, and little things would move here and there. But it created this aesthetic. And I would argue that like out of all the games, because the game that came before it, King's Quest IV, like it was EGA graphics, and this is VGA graphics. Like this was a massive upgrade for back in the day. And it's really fun because the way that it looked like an old Disney cartoon where it would have like the matte painting, and then you would see the animation on the inside, like they'd paint the background and then they would animate over it. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is like this. It's like, we don't have to go through the whole process, but like it's like come over here,
Graham is charmed to find,
like you go to this you go to this like fairy tale forest.
Graham extracts the little golden heart.
And it's like little things like the frog jumping by, like just, it's there, it's doing its thing.
Makes it fill up.
Do they make it to the, like, they even go like, because he even has to go then from there,
snowy mountains,
like up to the snowy mountains.
Lovely river valley.
Oh, wow.
And like try to get through there. That's where he like had to get a sleigh and then he crashes it. But, it's a fucking...
A shivering eagle perches weakly upon a small rock. Despite his own problems, Graham's heart goes out to the poor thing. A castle buried in snow and ice, perches precariously atop a steep pinnacle.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing that you do is like you just click, and then you context sensitive things pop up, And that's where you get like
What's
the little
wrong,
story.
Mr. Eagle?
I'm
Sir,
so weak from
Eagle?
hunger. I haven't been able to catch any food for days. I can barely fly anymore.
I'd like to help you. Let me see what I can do.
Thank you. I need food.
And you get like you can find meat and stuff.
Here, take this. Perhaps it will help you.
Yeah, eagle.
Atta boy, Eagle. Best.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, and then like he ends up going.
You are a kind man to share your meager food with a poor bird, especially up here in these snowy mountains.
Well, I couldn't just stand there and let you starve to death. What kind of person would I be?
You could kill him, eat
You
him
have shown
yourself.
yourself to be a kind, compassionate man, and I will not forget what you did for me. Goodbye, dear friend.
He shows up later on to help you out, but it's like, clearly it's like a morality tale.
Grows up to be the big birds in the Lord of the Rings.
I've
Yeah.
never heard anything quite that beautiful before.
You have to go like talk to this ice
Oh,
cream,
I think I
dude,
felt my heart melt.
or like after that, you get out of
Crystals
there,
flashing and sparkling and reflecting off the numerous waterfalls cause Graham
and then you get down to the coastline because the eagle helps you out. Oh no, that's the owl, I think. No, that's the eagle. That's the eagle. All right, and like, oh look, there's a boat. Oh, okay, there's a boat.
Oh, Graham, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Fucking owl.
You'd never believe it, Cedric. You'd never believe it.
Cedric the Owl.
Yep, Cedric the owl. Good old Cedric.
A short path starting from a ledge halfway up the cliffside winds snake-like down to a narrow beach.
I mean, and then even from there, he ends
A
up
narrow strand.
going to like, you get in the boat, and then it's just like you piddle around for a while, and you end up on a fucking deserted island.
Nice.
The game just takes you through all these environments.
We should explore.
Yeah. Okay, even going back here,
Yes,
one of the
I think
first
we
ones you
should.
get to, the fucking desert. I fucking hated the desert. This is
Oh, yeah?
it's literally like, so go back right here, right?
Here.
So you start off right here, and this is like you cut out of the forest, and I love how they have the transition and shit. Oh yeah, save the game. It's definitely save the game. And so it's like you have to go out there and you have to find your way through the
Straggly
desert.
bushes of the dry brushland taper off to a hot, sandy desert as far as the eye can see to the west. To the east, Graham can see the sparse edge of Serenia's woods.
And then from there, he goes through and you find an oasis. Those were hard to find. We had to okay, when this game came out, my cousin and I were playing it. We actually had to like map a grid of the
Oh,
desert.
really?
We saved it. We just went through the desert bit by bit until the end. I think it was about a 16 or 20 grid block. And we had to like figure out where the oasis was and then where the exit was in order to be able to survive. It took a long time because, back then you could go and you could buy the strategy guides.
Yeah.
And we didn't, but we plotted it directly. But it's like they go from there, and then you get out, and then look at this here. Isn't that totally fucking Last Crusade?
That is.
And this actually came out like 3 years after Last Crusade. So it's again, this isn't indie, this isn't Lucas, but it's heavily inspired by fantasy and by like Tolkien elements, things like that. And just all the different biomes you get to when you make it through. Like you get out of the desert, and then now you're back in the woods, and you've got like a fortune teller dude wearing a cowboy hat, right? And like, yeah, what's going on, sir? Yeah, go check out the dark forest. Back where we were here, the dark forest, right? Like, I mean, look at the environments. They just like, this is something I would love for them to turn into a movie. I would love for them to turn the King's Quest series. Maybe not all of them, right? Like the first two are kind of but anyway, we've looked at that a lot. I could go through. I would spend like literally the next like 3 hours just by going through it bit by bit.
I could see them doing a TV show.
They could, yeah. Let's see here. Yellow asks, "Is this Monkey Island?" No, that was King's Quest. Monkey Island is not that. Monkey Island's great too. Again, it's the whole notion that when those games back then, they had to rely so heavily on story, and they were still limited by what they could do technologically speaking, but they told these really fun stories. And if you look at like King's Quest V, you're right, it would be a pretty good show to do a series of that. But it's like, just look at the different environments. Now apply that shit to stagecraft technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
Sorry.
All right. Okay. Let me show you. Let me blow your fucking mind. Okay. I'm gonna blow your
Please
fucking
do.
mind. All right. You've seen The Mandalorian.
What's that?
The Mandalorian on Disney Plus?
What's the Mandalorian?
Are you serious?
No, no, I'm not serious.
Okay. I'm like, wow. Wow. Holy.
No, of course I'm not serious.
Okay. Now, you know how they made it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Great
the stage.
technology.
That's the stagecraft tech. So I'll bring it up here for people who don't know what it is. Granted, we lost a lot of people, but that's fine. I don't care. I love talking about this shit, so that's why I'm doing this. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, it's the stagecraft tech. So on this fine, I'm talking about. Let's get 480p. God damn it. Okay, so well, we'll just give it a shot for a few.
Part of what's been fun about collaborating on The Mandalorian with Lucasfilm and Disney is that we have been able to see through a few technical innovations and a few firsts that I think are going to have a lot of impact on the way television and movies are made moving forward. In partnership with ILM,
Yeah, look at that.
and
Look at that.
Epic, we have put together a system
Baby
whereby
Yoda.
which we can have game engine.
Yeah, just look at that for a second. I mean, this is all a render, but it's like they built this, 360 soundstage, all LED panels, and they've got their character model right there. They got the camera following them around, and it's just you get to see you could just create infinite worlds, infinite sets.
Yeah.
On there and have it not even and not leave the stage. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love on location shooting. I love when they, the old epics and whatnot, but like when we're talking fantasy stuff, like this, I mean, the amount of money I think you would save doing it this way compared to building Hobbiton that took 2 years to build, to grow into and everything else. But anyway, yeah, let's get
And you can create totally new
wall technology coming
locations
together
too.
To create a backdrop for
look at that.
Yeah, I didn't believe that when I watched
Cantina was not real.
I did not believe it when I saw that.
I did not believe it either. I was like, no, that's a set. They have the set because I think there's outside sets, and then I mean, but you get the Mando right there. If that's even Pedro Pascal, we have no idea. That may not be. He wasn't on set for a while. Oh, and then there's this lady here is a stand-in for Dr. Pershing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's Dave Filoni. Anyway, so I'm geeking the fuck out.
The big, beautiful world of Star Wars.
The volume is 21 feet tall. It's 75 feet in diameter, run by 7 machines, pumping the visuals onto the screen that's being created in pre-production and can be on the screen within 20.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's fucking beautiful, man.
Now, I wonder, though, is the flooring, that's not LED. I think they actually have to build the flooring.
It'd be interesting if it was the flooring.
Well, because I mean, look at to the guys right there. They've all got they're all on cardboard, right?
Okay, yeah.
So they're all on cardboard. So I mean, unless that is LED, but Mando isn't on cardboard. And then the one of the girls there, the makeup girls. I wish I could get it without the play button in the center, but I mean, just fuck me. Look at that.
4 hours of being finaled.
It's incredibly impressive when you first walk out there because it completely surrounds your peripheral vision. And you really quickly forget that you're indoors and you're not out on some planet's surface. It feels like a real 3-dimensional environment surrounding you because it is a 3-dimensional environment.
You can allow your key creatives to all make decisions together so that the shots are captured entirely in camera, which allows for a better performance.
And what was so exciting about this is by bringing those people together, things started to click. And we started to realize, well, let's not just do green screen and interactive light. If we're going to design the whole set in game engine ahead of time, maybe we could have some in-camera effects.
Everything in the volume is designed to both light the actors and to be a background that we can directly photograph. So you end up with real-time final pixels in camera.
Jesus Christ, look at that.
God.
I mean, they've got a little bit of set element there, like those rocks right there are a little bit of set element, which makes sense. It makes sense to have it like that in order to still establish realism. It's not all going to be like that right now. But just looking at the way they broke this down, I mean, again, applying it to something like King's Quest V or Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, imagine the first movie filmed in stagecraft, right? Like, I mean, I will be there in IMAX just to experience it.
Possibilities are endless.
They're absolutely endless. Like, I mean, when I first heard how they were shooting this, I'm like, that's no way. And then you watch Mando and you don't even think like they're not outside on location.
Exactly. It looks so real.
It looks really real. And so, but everything's all done in the Unreal 4 engine. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts.
If you look at visual effects heavy films, you've got a film set and then it's going to go to post and it's going to get the world put in. Here we're considering all of that at the same time. And how do we create a background and foreground that live together on the volume harmoniously?
When we started to play with the idea of using Unreal Engine for virtual production, that's one of the things that Richard and John started to embrace, is that you've got this very dynamic world where you can have randomization of things and find the happy accident that gives you the perfect shot. Being able to see the actors point at things and see what they're looking at was pretty transformative. It gave everybody context, with the added benefit that if you want to move a mountain from there to there, you can do it instantly.
You could switch between the Iceland location to the desert location, all within the same day of shooting.
Yeah, so think about that, right? So like they had to bring out the different flooring, but they can do it in one day.
Yeah,
they can do it all in one day. I mean, you know, usually you get about like on a good day, you can get a couple setups, right? Like you get, you want to shoot all your coverage while you're there, but like you can get a couple setups.
Yeah.
And then like in some cases, like action scenes, you're talking like up to a week.
Oh yeah.
To like be in a location shooting this action scene because how many times you got to shoot it. But then it's like here, this looks like an actual set.
Yeah, I can see that because the middle bit.
Yeah, like I mean, not ever. So they actually had to have some sets, which is cool. But yeah, let's keep going.
The ability to shoot a 10-hour dawn is extraordinary. To shoot any sequence where you say, "Oh, this world's not quite right. Let's just move it a little bit." An extraordinary number of benefits and advantages for shooting in that environment. It's mind-blowing what that tool is.
What you see is really what you get. And that's something that really means a lot to filmmakers, especially those who have worked with a more traditional approach in the past.
Shots of character in a vehicle traveling through a complex environment. It's always very difficult to do believably on stage. LED screens are a
holy shit.
That problem. Because
okay, look at that. So they even use that as the when they had the Razor Crest at down in Mos Eisley Spaceport.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man. Like
that is awesome.
I mean, is it like it's just holy shit. I'm so impressed by this. You guys have no idea how impressed I am. Like I want to go there. Like I just want to go there and see it. Like just to walk in and check it out. Like I'd be very happy if I could do that.
What you're doing is you're taking this technique of image-based lighting that we've been using in computer graphics for years, and use it to light a subject.
And then we would do shoots where we would texture map real lit surfaces onto our game engine Geo, and so the camera could move anywhere. We would do interiors, like Werner Herzog's office. And then you started doing things like building sets into it, having half a spaceship with reflective surfaces. And so it became exciting because by the end of the season, it was like, let's start designing sets around what this could do well.
Just like the good old days. With Star Wars, we're building on a rich legacy of innovation and getting to partner with Jon Favreau to make his ambitious vision.
Okay, hold on. I want to go back. I want to see that. I gotta see that shot. Okay.
Jon Favreau.
Okay, so I mean, obviously he's walking. They built the floor. Yeah, really. They bring in the set, they lower the flooring down, and then they have everything already done in the pre-visualization. I guarantee you that they were already shooting season 2 before season 1 even came out. They can probably whip this shit out. I mean, there's clearly going to post and like working on things in post to stitch it all together. But I mean, if you're doing the hard work up front, that's got to be pretty basic.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Like for example, not that I want to not that I'm trying to toot my own horn or whatever. But like, if did anyone here see my video on Spider-Man 3 today? I don't think you did, but like,
No, I was out all day.
If you go and you watch it, or you go and you watch the other one I did about the canon, should we respect canon,
Yeah.
or whatever. Those are all done in one take. Everything you see on the screen was all done in one take. The only thing I did was add the intro and add the sound.
Nice.
It was everything, all the graphics, any transition, anything else, all done in one take. So because it's all about the pre-prep work. You do the pre-prep work. The recording part is it's not the easiest, but it's super quick to get through. It allows you to take a lot of the edge off if you do the pre-preparation. So that's clearly something I learned when I was in film school. But I mean, it's just they have put so much work into the world building that it makes everything flow a lot smoother, which is just great.
To make his ambitious vision a reality, it's really a game changer for filmmaking.
Yeah, look at that. When they went to the lava tube.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a set. Even the ceiling is just a set. Like everything is just a set. It's just LED. I mean, like holy shit. And the technology is only going to get better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised like if this shit is you're gonna see like in 5 years, there's gonna be like YouTubers that have this kind of setup at home, right?
Oh.
Like, or something. It'd be more like maybe virtual reality. They'll be able to like build the sets digitally and then shoot, with that, and then be able to go VR. It's the possibilities are practically endless. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Oh wow.
I mean, even the fucking Sandcrawler. They did that on a set. I mean, like, and you can see the rounded bit of it up there.
Yeah. They just have a tire.
They just have the tire and the Jawas, and if you watch that scene, it looks like they're outside.
Yeah,
you just don't even think of it. I just watched that episode again the other day too. Oh my God. Just imagine like that. And that's all lighting. I mean, that lit everything of theirs, right?
It did. Yeah.
That lit everything. Like that's why it looked the way that it did. It looked spectacular. Grapple Vision here says that would do gangbusters for Spider-Man movies. I agree. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like the technology is insane. So hold on here to go back to this one. Stagecraft is that how they did Sky Captain The World Tomorrow? No. That was all green screen. That was 2004 green screen. That was literally just all done like on a soundstage. That was back during like when Iron Sky was coming out. Like they just shot that all green screen. A bunch of movies that were done green screen. One of the cooler ones I saw. This is gonna sound really. It was H.P. Lovecraft. They did a Call of Cthulhu silent film.
Okay.
And it was used. It was a mixture of like some green screen, but it was like all like like low budget. But then when they wanted to build like the sets for like when they went to the island, they literally built these like they built these props where it's like they actually manually moved waves, and like they built these weird old sets. I can't bring it up because it's not on YouTube, but I went looking for it, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
But it's fun. Like the people who get that kind of inventive nature in telling these stories only propels the next generation of filmmakers. It's like what I want to see for one is I want to see what Spielberg would do with this tech, right? Which is which is why I think it'd be kind of cool to see what he would do. But at the same time, I don't know if they have the behind the scenes of Tintin. Now Tintin, very similar in some aspects of the filmmaking process. So this is something Spielberg had said in an interview. Now, when Jamie Bell was mocapping everything, he was on a stage, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, what was happening was all the cameras were all DSLRs. I think they were Canon 5Ds. And that's interesting to look at. These are Canon 5Ds because those are good cameras, but they're DSLRs. They're still photography. But they were using that because back at that time, that was all the rage, right? In LA, oh my God, everyone was like, do you have a 7D? I have a 7D. I'm like, well, fuck you. I have a 7D now, but it doesn't matter. Right? Like I bought it like 2 years ago because I was like, I'm gonna go professional and go 7. Fuck, it doesn't matter. I'm not even on camera anymore. But anyway, and so what it was is Spielberg had all the pre-visuals all rendered. Everything was all rendered, right? Everything was all there. And so what he would do is he would have the camera guys, like the cinematographers, shoot, and he would be looking at like an iPad. Right, he would be directing through like this iPad, but what he saw on the iPad is what we saw in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So what he saw when they were moving around is they'd already kind of pre-built everything visually speaking, and so he could see the sets. He could see what Jamie Bell was doing, and he could direct them in that fashion.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you look at like the physical nature of Tintin, it does feel a little bit different than a lot of animated movies.
Yeah, and I did like Tintin.
Oh, I love Tintin. I love Tintin. I'm still waiting on that sequel. Give me more Haddock, dude. Give me more Snowy. Give me more Tintin. Right? I grew up reading those comic books, those French comic books. I grew up watching the HBO series, the animated show, which was if you've never seen that, you are missing the hell out. It is fantastic shit. So it's let's see here. Simics says here, Del Toro Cthulhu movie now. Yeah, I would be down on that one.
Hell yeah. Del Toro and anything.
Let's see here. How do you hate Tintin, Lunith? Wait, that is I don't think that Tintin animated series. Tintin is on the animated movies on Netflix. I don't think the Tintin animated series is let's see, animated Netflix, because is it? The Adventures of Tintin, the 2011 movies on there, but I don't. Yeah. I love the. I love the movie. It's like when he breaks Haddock out of like the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great scene because Andy Serkis brought the mocap on that one. He brought the drunk Haddock. I really liked it.
Oh yeah, to be honest, I actually, for the longest time, I only recently saw Tintin like last year. Until then, I was so turned off by it for some reason, and I can't tell you the reason why. It's just, I don't know. It was something about it, but after I watched it, it was like, how the hell didn't I watch this before?
Oh, dude, I was at Comic-Con in 2011 when they had Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg on stage together to introduce the movie.
Damn.
So like that was cool. That I was wow. I've seen a lot of my favorite celebrities in Hall H. Like I still remember the first time Harrison Ford showed up. Hell, I think the only time Harrison Ford showed up. He showed up in handcuffs. He was escorted out by a cop. No, he's like, the only way you're going to get me up there is you have to arrest me. That was the joke. So he came out in handcuffs. Yeah. And it was also Jon Favreau and Daniel Craig because they were promoting Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I was there in 2010 when Marvel had the first Avengers panel, when we had the full cast on stage together for the first time. So being in that room, and that was also, like that was insane because right before that was when Harrison Ford showed up. It was the same day. So that was probably the quintessential. I think that in Comic-Con 2007 when they did the panel for Iron Man and they showed off the first trailer for Iron Man. And no one knew what, Comic-Con Iron Man makes sense, but like no one knew what to expect.
Yeah.
And then you get to the movie and the movie's fantastic.
Oh,
so yeah, there's been a lot of great moments in San Diego Comic-Con. It's gone so fucking downhill.
By far the best is 2012 with Loki.
When he showed up.
Tom Hiddleston showed up as Loki. Yeah.
I still think one of the better ones was when Andrew Garfield in 2011.
Oh yeah.
When I wasn't actually there when I was at Comic-Con that day, but I didn't get into Hall H, so I didn't see that panel. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. He shows up. Also when Bryan Cranston cosplayed as Heisenberg.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I saw him in person. I saw him walking around the floor.
Yeah, because you're lucky son of a bitch could go.
Oh, I didn't know that it was him. I didn't know that it was him, but I saw
really?
that. Well, the reason why I find this story to be interesting is because he was walking around with Heisenberg eyes the whole time. So that squint, that very intense squint, if you looked at him, he would give you that look.
Nice.
And I'm telling you, in a room of 100,000 people, loud as shit, he looked right at me. He gave me that Heisenberg look, and it felt like the whole room came to a goddamn standstill. And I was legitimately like, am I looking at a killer? Am I looking at a serial killer? Like, what am I looking at? I don't know. I'm kind of freaked out. And then he walked past me, and I thought, wait a minute, is that Bryan Cranston? No. Just a dude in a costume. Because the mask looked super real. It was super high tech. Like super detailed. And so I didn't know that it was him. And then I go home and my friend's like, hey, did you hear that Bryan Cranston was dressed up as Heisenberg today? And I'm like, what? And then like I saw pictures and I'm like, motherfucker. Like I saw him. I saw him. God damn it. So yeah, it was definitely good stuff. But on that note, I actually have to wrap this up because I have to get to bed here pretty soon because I got to get up early with the kids. And 2 hours has flown by. I only really wanted to be on for an hour, but 2 hours has flown by. So Josh, thank you, man, for coming on. I always love having you come on because I think we have a lot of fun BSing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like it's good to chit chat. Gungan Dungeon I know was around, but I didn't see him pop up.
He's probably high.
He's probably very, very, very high right now, and that's okay. I love him when he's high because he thinks he's weirder than he is. He's not. He sounds the same sober. Let's see here. Grapple Vision says good stream. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Again, when you don't have a bunch of crazy ass people coming in rating it, we can have a good time, have good conversation and stuff.
Exactly.
So I'll be back on tomorrow night. We'll do the Hollywood After Dark trailer park. I'll make it a video announcement for that tomorrow. We'll get find your weird trailers. Find your weird trailers, right? Good and bad. We'll do good and bad. Because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to look at the bad ones as well, some of the good ones, because the good ones get you hyped up for what you enjoyed. Yeah, I'll be on Twitch because if I start showing a whole bunch of those fucking trailers, man, I'm gonna get like,
oh yeah, YouTube's like,
yeah,
nope, you're done.
Well, I'm still gonna I'll upload the VOD to the Hollywood After Dark stream channel. And some people have been watching the VODs. Actually, people who missed the streams have been like, oh hey, like I was getting hit up about last night. Where's the stream? Yeah, it ain't coming out.
Yeah, that ain't ever coming out.
It's like, no, I have it. Like it's there. I might want to edit out maybe a segment or something, but
just a segment.
Well, probably just yeah. I just want to keep it on hand if I ever need blackmail info for Andy to ignore. Let's see here. So anyway, and also oddly enough, just want to point out the fact that last night we had 56 Twitch followers here on Twitch.
Nice.
Now we're up to 73.
Nice,
so that's good. That's great. Absolutely appreciate all the new people. Don't know if they're all good. Don't know if they're all bad. Don't necessarily care. Just appreciate that everyone's here. Everyone wants to chill out. I just like talking movies, dude. It fucking keeps me young, keeps me happy. So,
keeps you sane.
Keeps me sane. Yeah, just fun to chit chat about stuff. Like there's no point of going all cray cray. Anyway, all right, guys, get some rest. I'm gonna do the same. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, Josh, where can people find you at?
They can always find us anywhere at Zeros to Heroes.
Okay. So just Google it. You'll find it.
Exactly.
But that Pornhub account is not his. He wanted me to make that statement for him.
I never said that. I never said that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're finally admitting that all of that. Wow. Yeah. You've left some comments, sir. They were spicy. A little bit
Only
racist.
the spiciest.
But definitely a little spicy. All right, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.